My biggest realisation in rehab in 1989 was I was behaving and acting in a way that I was unaware I was doing what I was doing as far as my accountability for my behaviours and my actions to my life and how I was affecting other people. When I realised that I was responsible for what I was doing, not the other way around where I'd blame everybody else or circumstances that I thought contributed to how I was behaving and acting. When I realised that this was all stemming out of me, I then realised I could change that. But I couldn't have changed that prior to it. And because I couldn't have changed that prior to it, I couldn't see it. It's only when we can see something, we can change that. And that's what I want to talk about. When we see how we truly are, and if we don't do something about that, it doesn't change. It stays that way until one day we either choose to do something about it, or circumstances or consequences outside of ourselves has an impact on us where we must change it. So the danger of seeing shortcomings within us and not doing anything about it it's alarming. And if it's not at the forefront of number one consideration in somebody's life to look at and do something about it, it could affect your life to the day you die, and it probably will. So what do you see that you know you should be changing within you, that you don't want to do it for whatever reason you want to give yourself not to do it? Or what fear you don't want to confront to change your life where it's uncomfortable, but in the long run, it's going to be for the better. What is that? And if you can see that, I just want you to focus on that and stick with that. Even if you don't change it straight away, but whatever you do, don't sweep it under the rug. Don't put it somewhere where you think it's going to go away, because it won't. It will keep coming at you and coming at you in different ways in your life. So why don't we want to deal with what we look at? Well, for me, when I seen what I was doing in my life, I didn't have any fear of changing it because of all the prison that I had done and all the drugs I had taken. So I was happy to change myself. And for me, it was a lot of behaviours and a lot of attitudes. So whatever you see that you want to change but are scared to change, or there's fears about changing, don't give up on it. Whatever you do, don't give up on it. Don't try and put it somewhere where you'll say you'll come back to it or you'll do that at a later date. Do something about it as quick as possible so you can overcome it and move on to your next challenge, and move on to your next challenge, and move on to your next challenge. Because once you overcome the things that you need to overcome, there's going to be other challenges. Because that's what life seems to be. Life seems to be one challenge after another. And the better you get at dealing with these challenges, or seeing things in yourself that you need to change, that you're not happy with, or you see within yourself, then there will be more challenges, and there will be more challenges. But you get better at overcoming things that are hard in life with practice. It's like going to the gym. You start off lifting not so heavy weights, and then you increase. You get stronger. And that's the same with overcoming things that we need to overcome to move on in our lives. And this is the other thing that I realised, that I couldn't have moved on from one level to the next level if I didn't actively confront and did something about what I seen within myself. And there's great value in that hard work. And it is hard work because, as I said, for me, I didn't think it was hard work, but because of how I lived. And if you're sick of how you're living, it won't be hard work. But most times we get comfortable in the shit, in the uncomfortable. It's like a pig in mud. It gets comfortable in it, and that's a danger, because when we get comfortable in the stuff that we either see or we don't see, then that's where we stop, because it's fear that usually stops us there. So I just wanted to hit on that today. And, some of the techniques you can use is talking about it and putting things in place to prepare yourself to change, and keep effort with talking about it and making sure that you don't give up on that as a priority in your life, as number one. The things that you see in yourself that you need to change, make sure that that is number one in your life, because that's going to bring, I believe, it did for me, that's going to bring the biggest value in the long term of your life, not the short term. Because we're all going to keep aging, life doesn't stop. Life doesn't stop for you, it doesn't stop for me. So the quicker we can overcome what we see in our life as things we need to change, the quicker we can move on and the quicker we can keep maturing. But that's what I think maturity is. So you have a great day. And if you do see things that you need to change, number one, it's really important for yourself that you make it a number one to really look at changing it and moving on from it. You take care now, look after yourself.